Hello, today we are going to be looking at the Frayer model, and this is going to just be a video presentation on a during reading strategy that students can use to better understand the reading that they are looking at and going through. So the Frayer model today is going to be discussed within the context of using it while students are going through a specific passage or a chapter of a book. So this is a during reading activity, but it also can be used after reading. But today we are specifically going to be talking about how this Frayer model can be used during reading to help students understand what they are looking at and further their learning. So this is an example of the Frayer model. As you can see, there are 4 different sections and an oval in the middle, providing lots of space for the students to fill in different information. So the Frayer model is a graphic organizer for building student vocabulary. This technique requires students to define target vocabulary and apply their knowledge by generating examples and non-examples of this topic or vocabulary word, as well as give characteristics of this vocabulary word. And then the students, you can have them draw pictures to illustrate the meaning of this word. This information is placed on the chart shown before you. It is divided into 4 sections to provide a visual representation for the students. Now, students may use the Frayer model to develop understanding of key concepts and vocabulary. They can also use it to draw on prior knowledge to make connections among concepts. They can compare attributes and examples using this model. This model also helps them think critically to find relationships between concepts and to develop deeper understanding of word meanings. So teachers can model this Frayer model before having the students use it, so then students know how it works and what to do. But today I'm just going to guide you through this activity and then give you a specific example using middle school level content. So first, based on a reading from the class, a teacher or a student would pick out one of the main vocabulary words from that passage and put it in the middle of the Frayer model. As you see the oval, that is where it would be placed. Then students, based off of what they are reading, as well as their background knowledge on that vocabulary word or topic, they will define the word in the top left corner of the chart. And then in the top right corner, you see characteristics and facts. So based off of the reading, whether that be a magazine or a chapter of a book, they will use that as well as their background knowledge of this same vocabulary word, and they will just list and add to the chart different characteristics and facts about this word, different descriptive words in the top right corner of this chart. Then students will also list a number of examples of this vocabulary word, as well as draw some of these examples out. Provide a picture, a mental picture that they can see, this is what this vocabulary word is. And that's in the bottom left corner of this chart. Then you see on the right side, students will list as well as draw pictures of what are non-examples. So what the vocabulary word is not. So this is the Frayer model. Next, I'm going to show you within middle school content what this would look like. So using science content between the 6th and 8th grade level, a main topic in many textbooks is DNA. And to understand that chapter, it would be very beneficial for the students while reading to create a Frayer model of what is DNA and what it is not. So first, in the top left corner, throughout the students' reading and using their background knowledge on DNA, they would define the term, what it stands for, what it actually is, and then in the top right corner, they would add anything else they know about DNA, any sort of characteristics, what it's made up of, where it can be found, which is also then leads to examples and models of DNA. And these are some pictures that students could either add or they can draw themselves about DNA, and then that will give them a picture of this is what DNA looks like, this is where it is found, giving them an idea so when they think DNA, they can go back to this Frayer model chart and have a picture in their head as well. Then the last section of the Frayer model is non-examples. So students would state things that are not examples of DNA or whatever science vocabulary word you are using. And maybe you would like them, as a teacher, you can have them draw pictures as well. So at this point, at the end of the Frayer model, through their reading, they have been given the opportunity to define whatever vocabulary word you are asking them to define. They are describing it, they are giving characteristics and attributes of this word, and then they are providing examples of it, modeling it, drawing pictures, as well as non-examples. So this is the Frayer model. It can be used across any content area. I demonstrated science for you today, but it can also be used in math, social studies, and language arts. So this is a great strategy for students to use while reading materials.